Hi Morelands, and welcome back to Morelands Storytime. Now today I am joined with Maddie. If you remember the last video I did, I read a story from this book which is called A Collection of Jungle Tales. In the story I left the ending up to you. Okay, so in the story these poor elephants got all tangled up and I asked you to write the ending to the story. So thank you very much to all those of you that gave me an ending. I had some brilliant ones. And I've chosen Maddie because her ending was also really brilliant. So she's going to really kindly read her ending for you. Then we're going to read her favourite book. And then we're going to read a bit of a book together. So hopefully you enjoy this video. So if I read the bit that I got up to, and then you happy to read your part?
Yeah.
Lovely. There we go then. The elephants have all been tangled up. Mickey grabbed hold of Eric's tail and Maxine gripped Ellen's ears. They both pulled and pulled and pulled. Ouch! Cried Eric. Ouch, ouch, ouch! Bellowed Ellen. I'm being squeezed breathless, hissed Seymour in alarm. Mickey and Maxine gave up. Pulling clearly wasn't going to work.
Next, the giraffe comes to inspect the heap and pulls his neck through, but he gets stuck too. Two hippos came and said, I'll go and tell your parents. They will help you for sure. When the parents come, they will pull you free. Next, the parents came because they were the strongest animals in the whole jungle. They pulled all the animals free.
Thank goodness for the parents. Thank you very much, Maddie. That was brilliant. So what book is your favourite one? What would you like to read for us?
The North Wind and the Sun.
The North Wind and the Sun. Do you want to show the front cover? So why is this one your favourite?
Because I like all the artefacts and art's my second favourite subject.
Is it? When I looked through this book as well, they've got some lovely photos in, haven't they? Some lovely drawings.
And when they've done the sun, they've not just put all orange and yellow, they've actually put some pink and green and yellow in it.
They have. Should we show that last picture? There we go. Look, look. There's lovely colours in that sun. Amazing. So, are you going to read this one or would you like to read some of it together?
I'll read it.
You're happy to read it? Amazing.
This is called The North Wind and the Sun. One morning, the north wind and the sun saw a horseman wearing a new cloak. That young man looks very pleased with his new cloak, said the north wind, but I could easily blow it off his back if I wanted to. You don't think you could, said the sun, but let us both try to do it. You can try first. The north wind began to blow and blow and blow. People had to chase after their hats.
Wow.
It's quite windy then. Leaves were blown from the trees. All the animals were frightened. The ships in the harbour were sunk.
Oh no.
That's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
The north wind blew with all his might, but it was no use. The horseman just pulled his cloak more tightly around him.
So it didn't work.
My turn now, cried the sun. And as he gave out his gentle heat, insects hummed and flowers opened. It's really pretty when flowers open and butterflies start to come out.
They're lovely drawings, aren't they?
Yeah. The birds began to sing. I like how they've done red birds and not just all black. The animals lay down to sleep. And the people came out to gossip.
I wonder what they're talking about.
probably how nice the sun looks like.
Yeah.
The horseman began to feel very hot, and when he came to a river, he took off his clothes and went in for a swim. So the sun was able to achieve by warmth and gentleness what the north wind in all his strength and fury could not do.
Thank you so much for reading that. What a star. And I love this story because it's got a little message in it as well, hasn't it? It's saying that if you're being really kind to people, then you'll get the job done. So that's lovely. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. So this one was called The North Wind and the Sun, if you look out for that one. So what else are we going to read?
This is called The Hodgehog by Dick King-Smith.
So yeah, The Hodgehog we've chosen to read. Lots of you will know, I'm sure, that we've got the challenge called the 50 Books Challenge. So in Year R, Year 1, Year 2, Year 3, 4 and Year 5, 6, you've been given the challenge of reading 50 books. And this one, The Hodgehog, is in the Year 2 50 Books Challenge. So we thought we'd start you off by reading the first chapter together. And then every day I'm going to upload the next chapter to the story. So by the end, you have read one of the 50 books if you are in Year 2. So we're going to read this one together, aren't we? And we really hope you enjoy this one too.
This is called The Hodgehog by Dick King-Smith.
Your Auntie Berry has copped it, said Pa Hedgehog to Ma. Oh no, cried Ma. Where? Just down the road, opposite the newsagents. Oh, it's a bad place to cross that. Everywhere's a bad place to cross nowadays, said Ma. The traffic's dreadful. Do you realise, Pa, that that's the 3rd this year, and all on my side of the family too?
First, there was Grandfather, then my second cousin, once removed, and now poor old Auntie Betty. They were sitting in a flower bed at their home, the garden of number 5A, of a row of semi-detached houses in a suburban
street.
On the other side of the road was a park, very peculiar, with popular with local hedgehogs.
Go.
On account of the good hunting it offered, as well as worms and slugs, the snails which they could find in their own gardens. There were special attractions in the park. Mice live under the
bandstand. That's a bandstand there.
Feasting on crumbs dropped from listeners and sandwiches, frogs duet in the lily pond and in the ornamental gardens. Grass snakes slithered through the shrubbery.
Thank you. All these creatures were regarded as great delicacies by the hedgehogs, and they could never resist the occasional night sport in the park. But to reach it, they had to cross the busy road. Poor old Auntie Betty, said Ma again. It's a hard life, and that's flat. It's a hard death, said Pa sourly, and that's flat too. Talk about squashed. The poor old girl was... Shh, said Ma at the sound of the approaching footsteps. Not in front of the children. As up trotted small 4 figures, exact miniatures of their parents, except that their spines were still greyish rather than brown. 3 of them were little sows, named by Ma, who were fond of flowers. Peony, Pansy and Petunia. Pa had agreed, reluctantly, to these names, but had insisted upon his own choice for the 4th, a little boar.
Boys, he said, needed noble sounding names, and the 4th youngster was therefore called Victor.
It's a long name.
Maximilian.
St.
Max for short.
That's a bit easier, isn't it?
Almost from the moment his eyes had opened, while his prickles were still soft and rubbery. Max had shown promise of being a bright boy, and by now his eyes, his ears and his wits were all as sharp as his spines.
Nice.
What's wits?
Your brains. What are you talking about, Ma? He said. Nothing, said Ma hastily. You wouldn't be talking about nothing, said Max, or there wouldn't be any point in talking. Don't be cheeky, said Pa, and mind your own business. Well, I suppose it is their business really, Pa, isn't it? Said Ma. Or soon will be. They're bound to go exploring outside our garden before long, and we must warn them. Oh, you're right, said Pa. Now then, you kids, just you listen to me. And he proceeded to give his children a long lecture about the problems of road safety for hedgehogs.
Max listened carefully. Then he said, Do humans cross the road? I suppose so, said Pa, but they don't get killed. Don't think so, said Pa. Never seen one lying in the road. Wish I would have if they did. Well then, said Max, how do they get across safely? You tell me, son, you tell me, said Pa. I will, said Max, I will.
Brilliant, thank you. And tomorrow I will read the next chapter for you. And I just say, I've really enjoyed reading a book with you today. Thank you very much for coming on the YouTube channel with me. Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. The two books that we were reading is The North Wind and the Sun, which Maddie brought in for us, and
The Hodgehog.
The Hodgehog, which is one of the 50 books to read. So tune in tomorrow for the next chapter of the book, and I hope to see you then.